And now for our featured poets. Begin with Elaine Nadal. She's poet laureate of Milford, Connecticut, and the author of 2 poetry books, When and Sweat, Dance, Sing, Cut, published by Finishing Line Press. She's a Pushcart Prize winner and Best of the Net nominee, and has delivered a, now when I say TEDx, and has delivered a TEDx talk on hope, poetry, and music. Please welcome Elaine Nadal.
How to Keep a Man, a lesson from my aunt while drinking coffee. 1, don't let yourself go. Your man will look for someone else. 2, learn how to cook. It's embarrassing you can't crack an egg. 3, if you can't make your own sofrito from scratch, then you don't know how to cook. 4, keep the house clean. 5, don't talk too much, don't yell too much. 6, let him look. All men look. 7, have kids. That will bring you closer. I don't know how to tell my twice divorced aunt that I don't care about keeping a man. It is he who should worry about being kept. I've got eyes too brown like coffee, strong like cacao seeds. My eyes can arouse sweet in mornings. They are bachata lyrics wrapped in chocolate. I know what I bring to the table and I don't need a list. I take a sip of my coffee and thank her for the advice. This is from my forthcoming book next year, and it's called Hide and Seek. It's the first time I share it, so. Father used to dumpster dive and search inside donation boxes at night, when the only witness was the moon. He'd come home with trash bags filled with mystery items. Some were junk, others were treasures. One of those bags had a doll. Its arm had been detached. Father pushed it into its socket in seconds. But people are not dolls. Once broken, it's not easy to be put back together. It's not simple to let go. Do you like the doll? My father asked. I nodded and held her tightly. My father, who never had parents, smiled and hid his tears. I do these next 2 together. So the one that I'm doing now is Daughter. If you could just bear with me. And then it follows with, getting it out here, a necklace made of rubies awaits the moon. All right, so they go together. Getting it all set up. Okay. So once again, this is Daughter. In my dream, I was a doll on a revolving pedestal. A doll with long black hair, wearing a white dress that sparkled like Father's cold blue eyes. He taught us how to see the world, a space of suffering with few pockets of joy, with people who love you for a moment and then discard you after you fulfilled your purpose. In my dream, people loved me. I was beautiful. My smile was a sunrise reflecting only what I wanted to show. Father was good. He worked overtime. Father was bad. He beat us with belt buckles and pulled our hair. Father was good. He beat us because he wanted to protect us. But Mother told us Mother was bad. She knew it would get him angry, but she wanted him to love her. In my dream, no one saw me cry. Father hated crying. He said it shows weakness, so he got mad instead. Mother cried all the time. When Father came late, when he called her ugly, when he hit her for looking at a man's chest on TV, it was all for our own good, Father told us. His mama never beat him, his daddy never beat him. They gave him away. They let him go. Blue notes to wash the soil, blue notes to gather the soil, blue notes to part the sea. I'm looking for a lullaby that can help me fall asleep, a blue light, a blue dream. In my dream, I was lonely, as I am now, standing on a rotating pedestal, smiling before an audience, crying when my back was turned. Father said, no one cries blood. I imagine my tears red, realizing the moon has specks of blood too. I want to wipe them the way I long to be held so that I don't break. I carry a monster that's loud and a silence and shame that are louder. Blue notes to wash the soil, red chords and strings of arpeggios. I'm alone. My grandmother was alone with 12 kids and 20 grandchildren. Blue notes to gather the soil. I pick up the guitar and make it cry. My song has bridge, body, backbone, boneless soil, bluebell flowers, roots of palm trees, an avocado seed, my grandmother's eyes, her morning prayers. You are going to be okay. The whale will spit you out. You will revive dead stars. Blue notes to part the sea. This next poem is in the blues format. It is AAB, so the first two lines repeat, and then the following is a response to the first two lines. I will do this again and pair it up with Build a Bridge, so I'm just setting it up here. I gave the box of chocolates. For days, I couldn't eat a thing. I gave the box of chocolates, and for days I couldn't eat a thing. My little cousin isn't here. She took the flowers of spring. I was on a plane to Paris when she was on her bed dying. I was on a plane to Paris when she was on her bed dying. A soul can only take so much. It's been 2 years of her crying. This wasn't the first time it happened. I couldn't hold grandmother's hand. This wasn't the first time it happened. I didn't hold grandmother's hand. I thought I had more time to give. I shouldn't have played in the sand. I won't go on a trip anymore because I know what my lot brings. I won't go on a trip anymore because I know what my lot brings. I shouldn't go around flying. I don't deserve to have wings. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Build a bridge and light it the color of sapphire. Blue sky, blue sea, blue dreams. Burn the dead wood, burn with passion. Find the ground beat, your inner voice, your cadence, the key to your happiness, and modulate as you wish. Make chaos, concoct a cacophony, create a constellation, become a beast. And knowing that you are worthy and deserve the best wine, double time, scat to the silver moon, make her notice you. The way you move, the crescent in your smile, the wildness in your eyes. Inverse the chords like nobody's business. Don't tame your percussion. Conga, clave, corazón, carpe diem. Chase constellations, enjoy life, and feel good. Like falling in love, like the butterfly in the stomach, like the honeymoon phase, like the tasting of honey. Feel good, feel really, really good. Improvise, come alive with free jazz. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elaine. You have a voice. So, our next feature is Pegi Deitz Shea, a two-time winner of the Connecticut Book Award for children's books, also writes poetry and essays for adults. Her works include the full-time volume of poems, The Weight of Kindling, and many poems published in journals and anthologies. She has taught creative writing at UConn, the Mark Twain House, Writers Institute, and at conferences and schools across the country. President of the Connecticut Council of Poets Laureate, she lives in Vernon with her family and their dog Finn. Please welcome Pegi Deitz Shea.
Thank you, Faith, for inviting me. You know, when I've done a reading, no one has ever asked me, who would you like to read with? And Elaine, or just bing, just had to hear her again. I've only heard her once before, and didn't she deliver? So I'm going to read today from a novel in verse that is being considered by an editor in London right now. And it's about the first woman who circumnavigated the globe. She was a French peasant girl. Not too much is known about her childhood, so I created one for her, one that would equip her to be asked to go around the world. Naval ships in France, so this was around 1767, and naval ships back then weren't allowing women to be on board, not even family of the captain. And so Jeanne Barret became Jean Barret. So this is called Jeanne's First Voyage. Already too many mouths to feed, now a late in life baby, conceived in strife baby, nausea sower, sleep slayer, surges a month early, sucking a hole in the sack, kicking down rush, shouldering through the strait and shoal toward open sea. Gushing into hands that might bind her, she rips off the call that's blinded her. Star seeker, wind drinker, she'd cleave that cord herself if someone would give her a cutlass. Jeanne's birth mama. She went through 3 mothers in her childhood. Spring 1741, when she was 1 year old. And it's in the voice of her mother. Such hunger, the girl suckles me flat. I could let go of her, hoe a whole row with her. She'd still be stuck on the nay-nay. She's walking already, mon Dieu, she'd be pulling the cart before long. What a stout one, and quiet. After cups last night, Jean dropped her, and she bounced up without a peep. She'll be a big help in no time. Much comfort with me getting the grip every winter, and Jean hobbled by his toes, curling every which way. Jeanne, a girl of good use. And this is in the father's voice, 1745. Strange this third child of mine could be from losing 2 mothers. Instead of squashing bugs, she turns them belly up to watch them wriggle, then nudges them aright. Papa, why do some bugs have lots of legs and others have few? How am I supposed to know? Papa, how do my eyes turn stars into people and animals? All I can offer is God makes miracles. She sticks a finger up her nose to see what comes out, tastes it, of course. Who doesn't? Once or twice. She shows me the crunchy thing. Papa, can I make some more? Mon Dieu, what for? So we don't have to starve again. She's onto something. I thought she'd fuss about lugging sacks of oats behind me in the field, or churning Violette's milk, or digging out the cheese between my twisted toes. But Jeanne's no trouble at all. If only she'd stop asking questions I can't answer. So any naval people in here? Anyone who really
My father was in the Navy for 20 plus years, so we traveled all around. Yeah,
Wow.
the Navy brat.
Yeah, I'm an Army brat, and I have 2 brothers who were in the Navy and 1 in the Army. But did he ever talk about crossing the line, crossing the equator? Okay, that's probably because he was very embarrassed. It's an initiation rite to haze the newbie horribly. And so bear in mind that Jeanne, at this point, is masquerading as Jean, as the servant to the botanist that French king sent on this round-the-world trip to discover new medicinal plants, to discover, I guess, Holland's equivalent of the tulip, something that would make them money, and also to see if there are any colonized or lands out there begging to be colonized. Yeah, right. It's called Crossing Lines. Hammering, kicking on our cabin door. Dieu merci, I slept fully clothed. Dragged out, I grab a jacket. I'll roast under the sun, but I'll be safer as we cross the equator. Officers and gentlemen sit starboard. I'm yanked port side with 5 other new ones. Among them, a fair young man I nearly take for a girl. Our thumbs are knotted to a rope. We're buoys to be cast out to sea. No escape, no defense. Suddenly, naked men smeared with oil and soot swoop down from the rigging. Hairy loins swing, asses jiggle. Animal-skinned leaders roar in my face. A masked, horned sailor drags his tongue across my cheek. Creatures creep over us, barking, leaping, brains screeching. Mess boys bang, bang, bang on pots and pans. How can Captain protect me? C'est l'anarchie. Now we're dragged through a gauntlet of the beasts, whacking, whipping, groping me to King Neptune, enthroned with a crown and an oar for a scepter. We repeat oaths to squids and mermaids. I don't even know what language I'm speaking. Then most of us are stripped, my jacket torn free. The fair one, Labar, is indeed a man, a pretty one. We're lowered into the sea in a giant fishing net. Dunk, dunk, dunk under smothering waves. When we're raised for air, we're doused with bilge water, urine, kitchen grease. Finally, we're brought aboard, spluttering, vomiting. Doctor, just splashed with seawater, is horrified at the sight of me. Jeanne, he shouts, I'll be exposed, but no one seems to hear him. That night, with much wine in us both, we steal away to our spacious cabin, lock the door, shuck our clothes. Philibert unfurls my wrapping and my sore breasts let down. He slowly pours stored rainwater over my loosened hair, bathes my blistered skin, lays me gently in his bed, and tenderly we moo in each other's ears. So in between her childhood, she went to work for this doctor, the botanist, and after his wife died in childbirth, they soon became lovers after that, and that's why they didn't want to separate for the trip. So I heard this gentleman on the way in say that he's dealing with Lyme disease. I was diagnosed about 6 months after 2 bites I had. And in that time, the spirochete took hold and the virus took hold, and it's still bugging me, obviously. Twice I caught COVID. They were mild cases because I had kept up with my vaccinations, but they triggered Lyme disease flare-ups again, and this one's 13 months old now. I'm getting very tired of it. And I was pissed off at ticks. So somehow inside of me, an inner Robin Williams kind of came aboard and came alive, and so the book became very funny. Okay, so this poem is called "Burning is Not the Only Way to Kill Ticks." The shell of most ticks is very hard, so you can't slap or squeeze them like a mosquito, but you can seal them in packing tape to show others. Or drop them into rubbing. Oh, I mean, why always booze? If you have a hammer, you can hammer in the morning. You can hammer in the evening all over this land, because 900 different species of ticks live all over the world. Ticks can breathe underwater for 2 or 3 days, so don't dispose of them in a porta potty. They can crawl up and attack whoever's sitting pretty there. Ticks can survive a hot wash cycle. Best to flush them down a toilet at someone else's place, someone with a septic tank. Chickens love to eat ticks, so just flick the ticks over the fence into your neighbor's yard. Keep that nasty rooster quiet. But wait, burning ticks was fun. We started brushing our dog's coat more and whooping when we found ticks. My brothers and I spent whole books of matches lighting up the suckers. The sniff of sulfur, then ticks sizzle like little steaks on the grill. I've since learned that children who abuse animals may grow up to abuse people. As a child, my daddy killed 3 cats for killing his pet bunnies. 3 of my 4 brothers graduated military academies, and I became an author who enjoys knocking off bad characters. But none of us beat our spouses or kids. So that proves it's okay to burn ticks, right? Okay, this is called Holler's organs. Ticks, well, the poem tells you a little bit, but they don't smell with a regular nose. They've got sensors on their up front legs. So if you ever see one, that's how they latch onto you. Ticks seem so friendly. They're always waving like, hey, come on over, let's have a drink together. Translation, I'll give you a shot of my saliva. You get me a long, tall draft of your blood. Deal? Gottlieb Haller took a rain check. Haller discovered that ticks wave, that is to say quest, because their olfactory organs are on the top of their 2 front legs. Forget button noses, pug snouts, or eagle beaks. Picture a tiny, shallow nostril on each leg with tinier receptors inside. Ticks quest for something deeper. To ticks, the finest bouquet is blood, sweat, pit, foot, crotch, funk. So I hit Google a lot while making this chapbook, and yes, you can buy tick eggs through the internet. Just thought I'd share that with you. On sale at Little Suckers. Step right up to Little Suckers. We got leeches, lice, remora. Today's hot sale, tick nests. Inventory is growing, growing, growing. Thank you, global warming. Half off at $48.50. Guaranteed minimum 4,000 eggs per nest. Look at these shiny sapphire spheres, onyx caviar, ruby droplets, beryl berries, golden globules. Perfect for research, experiments, science fairs, or revenge. Eggs hatch in 5 to 6 weeks. And then I actually have small print. Notice, keep nests outdoors away from pet and human dwellings. Wire cage with wood chips and dead leaves will keep eggs safe from predators. Little suckers not responsible for eggs that don't hatch. Little suckers not liable for bites and or resulting infections once eggs hatch. No returns, exchanges, or refunds. Use at your own risk. I was searching for a way to talk about several, I can't say all 900 species around the world. So I came up, I'm not going to read it because it's a long poem, a World Tick Pageant, complete with the Congeniality Award and Talent Award, and it's hosted by Ryan Seacrest. So if you read it, that's how you have to put on Ryan Seacrest and do it that way. So I have another one called Tick's Nightmare about getting eaten. And so my very next question was, do ticks have good dreams? So that's the title of this poem with apologies to Langston Hughes. Do ticks have good dreams? Of course, but they're daydreams because ticks don't sleep. Some species can live dormant up to 2 years between meals, so that's a lot of daydreaming. Ticks daydream of infecting humans who burn ticks, having wings to fly, tasting honey, mating with a ladybug, seeing a tick-shaped cloud, hound hopping at the dog park, starting a craft blood bar. What happens to a dream deferred? How am I supposed to know? The ticks do dry up like raisins in the sun, or explode if engorged and meet a lit match. So this is the coming true of one tick's dream. It's called Two ticks walk into to Bites and Sips pub. It's a craft blood bar. Okay. So these are two voices. What you hankering for? The vegetarian. I prefer light and crisp with floral and fruit notes. Well, that's for wimps. I got a beefy stout. Aren't you on an iron-free diet? Not anymore. I fasted when I was dormant. Now I gotta bulk up. Ugh, that steroidal aftertaste. Yuck. Have you tried the blood of a pescatarian? It doesn't clog the heart. Ugh, rather drink a bland blonde. Wildlife does require a finer palate. Have you tried a diabetic? I don't care to quaff a sweet brew. Smoker is a nice bitter. Nothing beats a kitty cooler, especially in the summer. Tender head, fresh snap. And they go down easy. Less filling too. Hey bud, 2 kitty coolers here. Chin chin, bottoms up. Thank you, and I hope you hear very